when I was a kid, we didn't know what stress was. But now it seems like these kids today, they know what, they experience more stress than I ever experienced. I just don't understand how that could be. Cooking is, believe it or not, cooking is something that, I think people ought to have a good experience knowing somebody that actually care about how they prepare their food. See, when you eat my food, I want you to feel like somebody actually took the time to prepare it in a way that, you can deal with it and it's gonna be good to you.
How you doing today?
I'm good, sir. Just sitting here trying to do this highway safety administration test, which I think most people ought to be. They need to take a look at this, because they take a look at this and know this is out here, they will stop doing a whole lot of things that they are doing while they are driving and stuff, because I see it every day. They have any idea, it will come to an end.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Stan. I drive for S&S Consulting. And I've been driving for S&S Consulting going on 3 years and stuff. So I'm just sitting here, I'm taking this course, this safety course to keep my scores up, my safety scores up, everything. And I just think it's a good course to stay up on, because it's a lot of information in here that, people really need to know, where it won't cost them money on down the road for things that they didn't know and stuff. Yeah. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background? Did you, where did you grow up? Where were you born? Did you grow up with your mother and father? Or?
Yeah, I was born in New Jersey, but I raised up in the Southeast, Alabama and Georgia. And Georgia for the most part. And I ain't got much of a background, but I've been driving trucks since '87 and stuff. So
it's like 30-something years ago.
Yeah, like started in '87. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff out here as far as the safety rules go and stuff, but you had to be safe back then.
Right.
What's going on today? It's just that I think, the more people get out here and the bigger the population get, the more safety regulations coming about.
Right.
Because people have different ways of driving, so it costs them to keep coming up with all kinds of safety rules. And
there wasn't like GPS when you started driving trucks, right?
There wasn't no GPS.
Woo! How did you do that? How were you coping back in the day?
Back in the day, you had to stop, pull over, use a phone booth or whatever. And then, back in the day, because there wasn't GPS, most people understand knowing directions and the way of getting places. So these days, you call somebody to try to get a direction to somewhere, they'll just tell you right off, use your GPS. I have no idea. But back in the day, you either call somebody, and then everywhere you went, you just remember where you went and stuff. You had to go again, you just Know how? I mean, you just had that. It was just different instincts back then. Yeah.
People had better memory or attention span because now, because of social media, people don't have time to really think.
Exactly. They don't have that same attention span that they had earlier when you was basically on your own, you know, as far as getting somewhere in a truck and everything. But now, like today, I see even some of the guys that been out here since the GPS age, they don't know how to tell you how to get nowhere no more either. So it ain't, you know, I use my, you know, as I haven't been nowhere, yes, I use my GPS and I get there. But after I use it the first couple of times, shoot, I don't need it no more.
That's OG driving.
Yeah, I know. I definitely don't need it anymore. You know, you got some guys, they just gotta have that GPS on. And so,
I ain't gonna lie, I gotta have my GPS, man.
Yeah, they got to have it on. See, I don't have, I can ride all day if I know where I'm going and stuff without that GPS and stuff. But yeah, but it seems like that's just how I go now. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you were born in New Jersey. So did you grow up in New Jersey? Did you go to school in New Jersey?
No, I went to school. I started school in California. But,
so you moved from New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moved from New Jersey to California, then Alabama, then Georgia and stuff. So yes, I started school out there, finished up in Alabama, and on my way to Georgia I come. I got to Georgia in 1986, November of 1986. Been here ever since. And
so you mentioned that you were born. I want to piggyback at what you said in New Jersey. So did you grow up with your mom and dad or just your mom?
I grew up with a two-parent house.
Nice.
A two-parent house. So
nice. So what's your educational background like?
Just high school.
Just high school?
Just high school and trucking. That's it. No more. No more. I wasn't the hurry up and get on and go to school type person and stuff. I did just enough. I guess, to get on by. It's been getting me by all these years. Just enough to get by and stuff. You know, that's the story of my life. Right.
So I know you mentioned that I was talking to Kevin, and Kevin mentioned that you've been to prison. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, not necessarily, but I don't have no problem talking about it. But you know, I haven't got myself in trouble and took these folks to court and lost the court case and had to serve some time. So yeah, I served 21 and a half years and stuff. And so I ain't never felt like I was a threat to society or anything, but it's, like I said, you never know when when you may say that you defending yourself, but the courts may say you ain't defending yourself. So, therefore, I take them to court because I thought I was defending myself. They told me my weapon was more excessive than what the other guys had. So he don't get charged for what he does for me, but I get charged because my weapon was more excessive than his weapon and everything. So I take him to court, because I'm defending myself. But some kind of way, I guess the jury didn't see me defending myself and everything, and I went on down that road, I guess. Yeah. So that's basically what that was all about. But I didn't let it deter me. I just went on and did what I had to do and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I let it I let what happens. I believe things that happen in your life is, somehow it's tied in and it's meant to be. So you're gonna go through things in your life. And so therefore, you just gotta accept the cards and try to play the cards that are dealt to you. And so that's what life is basically is. If you know how to play spade, you'll take a bad hand and try to make something good out of it. Yeah.
So you were in for 21 years and you came out here and you applied yourself, and now, you're making things happen for yourself.
Yeah, when I hit the street, I was, I started doing something that I don't mind doing. That's cooking and stuff. So,
really?
Yeah, so I went down to a restaurant downtown Atlanta, and that was during the pre-pandemic, the COVID, and I went down there since they couldn't get nobody to work at the time. I went down there and worked for him for about maybe a year and a half before I decided I need to get back in these trucks and stuff. And the only reason I decided I was getting back in these trucks, I was on my feet too long, and next thing you know is I started developing something I never heard of, and that's it's called, I think it's plantar fasciitis, something like that.
What is that?
That's a foot pain that you cannot get over unless you get off your feet and stuff. So I decided I'd go to the doctor. I'm not one that would go to a doctor, and so I went to the doctor, and he told me the only thing I can prescribe for that is you get off your feet. So I didn't know no other way of getting off my feet and still have to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Then it all come back to me. You need to get back in them trucks. That might get you off your feet a little bit. So I decided I'd go and, set my license back up, get my license back set up, and start driving again. My feet was still hurting, but it took my feet about 3 months to heal and stuff. But I was able to get off my feet by sitting in the seat of that truck and stuff. So that's what got me back in trucking right now, because for some reason that plantar fasciitis hit me.
So you mentioned you applied to a restaurant downtown Atlanta in 2020. Was it 2020 you got released from prison?
Yes.
Okay.
It was 2020, November 2020 I was released.
Okay.
So.
And immediately you were like, okay, what can I do? I need to start cooking.
For some reason, everything was falling in place. That's something you think about when while you behind the walls. You don't think about that when you hit the streets. That's something you need to start thinking while you in there, trying to figure out how you gonna get back on your feet while you in that chain gang and stuff. So by the time I got out, it was like, sure, it was easy to get a job. It's like jobs waiting on you. I think a lot of people don't get jobs because they think they have certain standards, that things they wouldn't do and stuff. You just sometimes you gotta you need to go beneath them standards of yours and do things that you don't think you would do. Far as work. I ain't saying do nothing to sell your soul or nothing like that. I'm just saying work to get this, to bring yourself back up and stuff, And cooking was, I always liked the cooking, so why not go cook? And then not only did I cook, I liked it cooking. It just my feet didn't like it. So being on my feet for 12 and 13 hours a day cooking and stuff. Yeah.
So what was your favorite meal to cook?
Shoot, well, I really don't have no favorite meal to cook. I just you know, but the things I was doing at this particular restaurant, it was a bar and grill, so you had a lot of grill and stuff, and you know, I didn't mind doing they Philly cheeses and all they Philly sandwiches and this, you know, because I like fixing them up, making sure everything is fresh and right to go and stuff. You know, I like to get the good reviews coming back on the sandwiches and stuff. So the more you did it, the better you got off. You know, the more you fixed them, the better you got with them. The more you wanted people to have a good experience when they eating your food and stuff. Yeah, and see, that's mostly what I like about cooking is other people liking what I, you know, prepared and stuff. That's mostly what I like, because when I cook, you know, I'm thinking of the next person, and you know, I don't like to prepare nobody's food, and you know, in a way that I don't want mine prepared. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
so if I prepare your food, I'm trying to make sure everything is right for that person that I'm cooking for and everything. So yes, as a matter of fact, I still able to go and pick up a couple of shifts every now and then when I'm not working around here. I go pick up a couple of shifts for them.
Wow.
And stuff.
So you really enjoy working there?
Yeah, I like you know, cooking is, believe it or not, cooking is something that, you know, I think people ought to have a good experience knowing somebody that actually care about how they prepare their food. See, when you eat my food, I want you to feel like somebody actually took the time to prepare it in a way that, you know, you can deal with it and it's gonna be good to you. Yeah, that's what I mostly like about cooking, is to see the reaction of the people that are actually eating the food that I prepare and stuff. So yeah, I usually get good reviews on my food, so yeah.
What's your most memorable experience cooking?
Cooking?
That you would say, I would never forget that day.
Well, one night I went in and then there wasn't no cook, didn't no cook show up. And I had all three. I had a fry station, the flat grill, and the flame grill. I ran all three stations that night. It wasn't but for 4 hours, but no cooks showed up. You know, and the most memorable experience is everybody coming back the next day giving me reviews on what I did the night before. We heard what you did last night and stuff. So, you know, I didn't think nothing of it, but you know, I thought it was something that was normal, you know, me just hitting the street and going in there and stuff. I thought it was normal that a man can run all three positions and stuff. You know, all you're doing is you're dropping here and then you drop him, drop there, so you're back and forth, you're checking and flipping over here and all that there. But as I was preparing the meals and stuff that night, you know, I noticed the general manager, you know, he was like standing there watching me like, what is he doing? It's like, whoa, how he doing, you know? But the next day, I guess that same general manager, he went and he emailed everybody and told everybody what I did the night before and stuff, and everybody was telling me the next day. So that's my most memorable experience, you know. I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, I didn't think that I did anything. I was just thinking that, hey, I'm just out here. Didn't nobody else want to make no money that day. I go ahead and work.
I'm gonna make all this money for them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this tonight and stuff. Didn't nobody else want to do it.
I can tell that you're passionate about cooking.
Yeah, I like cooking, man. It's just something that, you know, I dealt with, you know, I began cooking when I was like 10 years old, 10 years old, you know. And, you know, I wasn't one of them little boys that wasn't not want to pay attention to what my mother was doing when she was on the stove. So she ain't had no problem with me being in the kitchen with her. So I was able to, you know, let things know she was letting me put things together and all that there. Before you know it, I didn't know that she was trying to retire out the kitchen and put me to work and stuff. Before you know it, my mother was out the kitchen. She put everything on me. I became the cook in the house.
She said, "Boy, go cook."
Yeah, I became the official cook in the house because my mother, she decided, hey, shoot, that guy does a better job.
Wow.
And stuff. So I didn't know she was letting me see all that stuff. She seen how quick I was picking up on everything, and boy, that was I do, you know, owe my cooking credit to her, you know, far as, you know, learning how to cook and stuff. Yeah, because she was able to, you know, she trusted me in the kitchen at 10 years old. The cook, she just tell me to go cook. Go cook, and then say, I'm cooking for 7 people in the house now.
Whoa.
Yeah, so she tell me to go in. Maybe she'll ask me what I'm cooking tonight. When she asked me that day, I know I gotta cook. I ain't had no problem with it. It was actually fun to me and stuff. So anything I wanted to cook, that's what they ate that night. So yeah, that's my growing up experience right there. Like I said, I didn't have a bad childhood or anything like that there and stuff. You know, I come up in the ages where, in a period where people actually had to go to work to take care of their family and all that there. You know, I come up in a period where there wasn't much stress on kids like there is today and stuff. I don't see how, and see, when I was a kid, we didn't know what stress was, but now it seems like these kids today, they know what, they experience more stress than I ever experienced. I just don't understand how that could be. I really don't understand how it could be, but I be seeing kids stressed out and stuff. For what? We ain't worried about bills. Why are we stressed out and stuff? Even my parents were stressed out about anything, we didn't know it. We didn't have no way of knowing it because the parents didn't pass it on down to the kid. But it just seemed like, shoot, if the parents going through things these days, they got kids, they pass it on down to the kids. I've been seeing that a whole lot and stuff. But no, when I was a kid, we had a good life and stuff. I can say, you know, it wasn't, even as it wasn't what you want, you was content and stuff. Yeah, you was very content. Well, phew. But other than that, that's the story of Mr. Stan right there.
The story of Mr. Stan, I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna name it. The story of Mr. Stan, the cook and the truck driver.
Yeah, that's the story of Mr. Stan. And
how do you juggle truck driving and your love for cooking?
It's, you know, like when I'm off and stuff, and then I got something at the house and I want to put something together, it's good. Like me and my partner yesterday, we wanted to barbecue. We barbecued 24 leg quarters and all that there. He's another one that likes to cook and all that there. So we set up around the barbecue and we just like to see things cook, I guess. We just like to see things cook and see people and see the reviews of other people. Even if you don't say nothing, we just like to see the reviews. Knowing the food is good, but it's nothing to juggle, you know, like if I'm just as I'm driving, you know, that's another. I just drive, but as I have time and all that, yeah, it's you know, to me cooking is easy. So you know, it's just something you do, you know, without even thinking that it might be hard to do. You know,
it's like a second nature too.
Yeah, it's just like a second nature and stuff. So yeah, it's a good thing for me. It's nothing to juggle. I'd be like.
So are you like a out-of-state driver, or you stay in the States?
Well, I'm like more like an intrastate. Okay. You know, I don't do too much out of state and everything and stuff. But I'm getting to the point. I'm getting to the area up in age where, you know, I need to just continue. You know, try to do a little bit less because it's, you know, I'm getting up there to that mark where I can go down there to the Social Security office and see, can I get me a monthly check for all the hard work I've been done all these years and stuff. Yeah.
What advice would you give to young men now that are on the streets, that are, you know, missing their way, especially what you mentioned? You mentioned that kids are being stressed right now. Yeah. And that's leading them to, you know, doing something they're not supposed to do.
It's leading them to depression, and it leads them to low self-esteem and stuff. And then a lot of them, you know, what I've been seeing, they just despair. They totally despair. It's like they done given all the way up and stuff. And I don't know. I can't say what can make them give all the way up because I ain't in their head, and I don't know what they've been through and all that there. But it's like I would say that it's some kind of way. It gotta be some kind of way that, you know, something in their mind can just tell them, look, I need to get up and try this and that, just try and stuff. And you know, it's like a total despair that something is not letting them and stuff. And you know, and I see that and everything. It's not letting them. It's like something got a grip on their mind, or a grip on their physical. It's just like something that's telling them they can't. I gotta go do this and do this all alone. I gotta feel like this and stuff. You know, it just, I mean, that's what I've been seeing and stuff. But my advice to them is to, you know, if you can ever get a thought in your mind just to say, I'm gonna go and do this here, I just go and try to just do somebody need my help today as far as working. Is you can just, if something in your mind can just tell you that and stuff, maybe you can pull up out of that and everything. Just maybe. But like I said, you know, my thing is, you know, life, it has a way of dealing you a hand that, you know, it may seem simple for some people to deal with, and some people can't deal with it. And stuff. I would say, you know, if you stop looking at what other people have and what other people doing, and just put something in your head to say, I'm gonna just try to do something, anything, I don't care, just to go out there and see, can you cut somebody's yard, So, you know, that might be the first seed planted within your head that can, you know, bring you up out that rut just a little bit and stuff. But for young men, I would recommend that open a book and read that book of life. That's what I would recommend and stuff. But, you know, whether you open the book or not, you're gonna go through the things that you're gonna go through, maybe, and stuff. So that's the only, I mean, me without judging or anything, that's the only thing I can think of to tell you and stuff. So it's real, it's like really hard and kind of like a tricky question and stuff. So yeah, I would basically just try at something. It's just try. That's the only thing I can really recommend.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. And just like you mentioned, you said just try, because most young men out here now, you know, sometimes, you know, I'm 29. Sometimes I just feel like, man, you know, and I don't even have it as hard as these people have it.
Yeah.
You know, it be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just feel like, man, I don't want to try again, man. I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, and like you mentioned, just try.
Just try.
Open that book of life and just, because the time gonna pass by anyway.
Yeah. Open that book of life, and what things will, you know, you'll be surprised if you just, you know, try not to give up. But I ain't saying, you know, like I keep stressing, you know, if things meant to be, it's gonna happen and everything. Is, you know, we don't know what the man upstairs meant for things for us and all, but you know, it's just that I actually believe that the generation today, as kids and teenagers, had it a little bit rougher than my generation as kids and teenagers and stuff, because I don't think we even know what it was for, or even, you know, kind of like like I said, we didn't know as our parents were stressing because of bills or not. And then if they was, they didn't bring it to us and stuff. You know, it just, I think a whole lot of it, you know, it is due to parenting, and then a lot of parents don't know that they are stressing their kids because them having to be the adult and all that there and everything. So that's all that. You just have to pay attention to your kids. You never know. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying that parents are in the wrong or they just doing bad and all that there and everything. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying pay attention to your kids. You know, and look at how you were being a parent, and know your kids is a vehicle of you. You can understand what you going through. The thing is to explain it to your kids in a way where they ain't gotta go through things. So, you know, try to stay connected with your kids and see how things go with them. You know, you never know. You might be putting something in their head that will take them on into their adult life, what makes them successful and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like you see me, I got a 4-year-old daughter, and every time I always tell her, "You're smart, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're amazing, you're brave," and I make sure she says it back to herself.
Yeah.
You know, every day. I took her to school this morning before I came here. You know, and I always tell her that you're right. You're absolutely right, because when we were growing up, you know, my mama didn't tell me that. I didn't grow up with a dad too, so it's like, and that's why I always tell my daughter, I'm never gonna leave you. Because when I want to drop her off in school, she say, "Daddy, don't leave me." I'm like, "I'm never gonna leave you. I'm just dropping you off at school."
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't grow up with a father, so I'm like, I'm never ever gonna leave my daughter.
Yeah, make them understand. Let's connect with them and make them, because that's what they need. They need that connection and stuff, you know, and make them understand things and everything. And shoot, that there, you never know. You'll let them know something that, you know. Let's take your daughter. The things you telling her, is you planting a seed in her brain right now. That's gonna lead her into a prosperous adult life and stuff, you know. And see that seed there'll just keep growing. She tell her children, we gotta start somewhere.
Right.
And everything, yeah. We just gotta start somewhere and everything. But that's basically that's basically what it be like and stuff. Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
Well, I don't have but 3 kids and stuff.
You got grandkids?
I got grandkids, and I'm a great grandfather.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the story of my
The story of Mr. Stan.
Yeah, that's the story right there.
So this show is called Black Sheep Convo. And every time towards the end of the conversation, I always ask this question, which is, what makes you a black sheep? But what that means here on this show is, what makes you different?
What makes me different is to know that I am different, I guess, because, you know, what makes me different, I'm not going to resolve into thinking negative and stuff, you know. If things ain't going good for me in the day, okay, I don't have to go negative. I just go ahead and know that one thing about it, this day is gonna move on and it's gonna be a tomorrow. So I'll be like, oh well, so maybe tomorrow will be a better day. That's what makes me different, because I always, you know, go with, you know, trying to see positive more than negative. Because, you know, for every negative day, you know, all you got, it just takes more energy out of you. So, you know, it's to be negative with the day. So, you know, you just stay positive and try and you know, hopefully, you know, the next day will be a better day. That's all. That's what makes me different. Just look forward to the next day.
Look forward to the next day.
Yeah.
Because the next day might be better.
The next day might be better than the day before. It makes you different right there. You ain't, and what makes me different is to be content. If you're content, and you know, I know a lot of people wants to get out here, and you know, you wants to have a whole lot, but sometimes wanting to have a whole lot, you know, it ain't time to have that whole lot. It just might mess with your mental state and stuff. So is your mental state is being stressed because you ain't got what you want, then shoot, you wouldn't know what the content like it's really like. So, you know, I don't have a problem with the content life. You know, as long as I can pay my bills and shoot, comfortably get up and go to work, go home, take care of myself. I guess I can say what makes me different is getting up and laying down every day. Getting up every morning, laying down at night. As long as I get up, that makes me different. So,
just being alive.
Just being alive. I'm not worried about the things of the world and stuff. I just be content, you know, getting through each day. Just get through the day. You never know what the next day gonna bring. But try to get through this day without having all those ups and downs in your mind and stuff. Because believe it or not, this day gonna be over with. But don't spend this day, you know, feeling uneasy and all that there. You know, try to find something positive about the day that you didn't like. And maybe the next day will be okay. And stuff. Yeah, I ain't saying I don't have bad days. Yeah, I have bad days, no doubt. But in the course of that bad day, there's something in my mind that's always saying, it's gonna be over with. Go on, go through the motions and get on over it now. This day is gonna be over with. And sure enough, at the end of the night, guess where you end up at? You end up laying on your bed on a pillow because you ain't did nothing crazy. You know, oh, it was a bad day today. You pray. You do your prayer. Oh, it was a bad day. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. But today I made it through it. Even though it started off not good and I went through situations today, you know, that wasn't good, I made it. That's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta, you know, you just gotta get through that day. And you gotta, and please you got to always have in your mind, please let it be God's will that you get through that day. Please let it be God's will. Because I don't think none of us do anything on our own strength and stuff. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the gems, for the advice. Thank you for the inspirational conversation that we've had here today. Problem.